Happy Hour is brought to you by ChangeCars. ChangeCars is SA's safest online platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.
You ask, we answer because we love what we do. They say you're never too old to learn. Nikki and myself, we truly love what we do. You know the format, 6 questions. Let's get straight into it. Tanya, based in Sandton, she said she's got a rubber arm that is weak and we can twist it. Why does she say that? Budget 700,000 Rand, but if she needs to go up, she can. Buying the vehicle cash. It's amazing what her request is. Got to have a high ground clearance based in Sandton and be good for potholes. Very, very sad, but true. 700,000 Rand ideal budget, can be new or 1 year old. What are you going with?
Well, I'm going for the Kia Sportage. I really like the Kia Sportage. Kia Sportage, the GT line, looks good.
Looks incredible.
It's Sandton. You have enough ground clearance. And the wheels as well. The car looks very, very good. I think she will enjoy being in that vehicle.
Interesting. So now for me, remember, at this level, I think it's fair to say every single car is good. Kia Sportage, Mazda CX-5, I think it's in the same category. However, and it's not a case of trying to be different. So those are the standard go-to. The Val H6. How does that car look as well?
Yeah.
However, I'm going something totally different.
Okay.
Not German. It's Japanese, but a cut above. So let's look at your options. The Kia, Korean. The Val, Chinese. I'm going Japanese, but not Mazda. What am I going for?
Toyota.
Close. A brand that I am loving, Lexus.
Oh.
If you say describe Lexus, how would you describe Lexus?
It's luxurious. It's like, for me, it's like a luxurious Toyota, which it is. But yeah.
Absolutely. So the best way I could describe it, a Japanese gentleman and a German lady had a baby and they called it a Lexus. Japanese reliability, Japanese longevity, but German comfort. Lexus NX 250. What do you know about that car?
Yeah, it looks very good. I like it. And reliability as well. And it's a Lexus, so yeah, good choice there.
So now often we say that we learned from the question. Let me tell you how I came to this answer. My nephew stays in Australia. His dad drives an Audi. His mom drives a BMW. He wants something different. He said to me, what do I think of the Lexus? I said, no. What do you think of the Lexus? I love it. Absolutely brilliant car. 2024 with 20,000 kilos. How much? Her budget is 700,000.
I'm going to say it's just under 700,000.
699,000.
Okay, perfect.
But again, what is beautiful, all of these cars, we haven't gone German. Now 700,000 Rand is a lot of money. Let's throw it over to the German stuff. What would you get for 700,000 Rand? A lot older?
A lot older. Yeah, definitely a lot older. Brand new in and around that pricing. All I can think about is the Tiguan, the Volkswagen Tiguan.
Nice.
That's all I can think about, brand new. When you look at Audi, for something that size, you need to be looking at a Q5, and a Q5 is just over R1 million. And BMW, there's the X1, but I think, yeah, it's in and around there as well. But I think you're getting more value for money on the other side of the country than you are.
What I like with the Lexus, 7-year warranty, 7-year maintenance plan,
that's brilliant.
which is absolutely superb. Tanya, thank you for reaching out. I have no doubt you're watching because I'm going to end it. I predict you're going with the Lexus. Heinrich is based in Phalaborwa, right by the Phalaborwa gate, and I love the Phalaborwa gate, entrance to Kruger Park. I think you've been in through that gate, haven't you?
No, not the Phalaborwa gate. I always use Crocodile. The Crocodile gate.
Okay, Crocodile Bridge.
Yeah.
So he's based there, and he said we must say the roads around the area are properly murtu. Now, if you don't speak Afrikaans, that means they are klaar and finished. He's got one request. We don't recommend the normal, the go-tos, which is the Hilux, the Prado, the Fortuner, and he said it will be very easily for me to offend him. If I claim to not like the Ford more than he does, he said he'll be easily offended. He does not want a Ford. What is his go-to?
Well, for me, just go for the selling point of this brand is exactly that. They're not mainstream and they're not theft risk. The Isuzu MU-X, that's what I'm thinking about.
Again, we do not discuss this before. Absolutely, without a shadow of doubt. So look at the Isuzu MU-X.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the older one now because there's a brand new one now. So for Heinrich, we're going with a brand new one. How understated was that car? It was like the Isuzu D-Max engine.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. Have you ever heard somebody complain about an Isuzu MU-X?
Nope. Not at all.
Now, the new one just been launched. When did it come out? Or when is it going to be on showroom floors? Already on the showroom floors?
It's already on showroom floors. I attended the launch 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So it should be on showroom floors now.
Incredible. Engine, 140 kilowatts, 3-litre diesel?
Yes, 3-liter diesel, 140 kilowatts, 450 newton meters of torque. It's more than enough power for him.
But how good does that car look? So it's well known, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Isuzu, we are fans. Of course we're fans of Toyota, but we've been told can't mention the Toyota.
Yeah.
How can you do better in that price range than that new MU-X?
No, you can't. You can't do better if you're not looking at the competition. If
Course.
you take out Ford, take out Toyota, you literally can't do better than the MU-X there.
Now, you take the Fortuner. One of the negatives or perceived negatives is a high theft risk.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying that car is now slightly past its sell-by date. Would you agree?
Yeah, it is. But once you get into that vehicle and drive it, you'll understand why it's like
Okay.
that.
If there's one thing about Toyota, I specialize in the Toyota Quantum high-ace buses in another business I'm involved in. 20 years ago, the year 2005, the Toyota Quantum 2.5 diesel came to South Africa. An engine in a 2005 Toyota Quantum or high-ace Sesfakile and a 2025 bus. What is the difference in the engine, the gearbox and the differential?
I say no difference.
Zero. If it ain't broken,
Don't
don't
fix
fix it.
it.
And that's what you've just said about the Fortuner.
Yeah.
But Isuzu MU-X, Heinrich, you're going to stand out in Palabora and tell them you heard it from me. As a second choice, you might want to go for a Ford. Bad choice. Just a joke. Tanya and Heinrich, we've helped you spend your money. After the break, we're going to help 2 clients decide whether to keep their car or sell it.
Need advice? Visit changecars.co.za and click on the Keep It or Change Cars tab.
Our next question comes from Gauteng. Zolani has a 2021 VW Golf 8 GTI. You've got to have a smile on your face already. But this is, for me, a beautiful story. 81,000 kilos, so that's good mileage for a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
He's worked hard, he says, to pay it off early. Well done. Absolutely beautiful. You're debt-free. He's only got one concern. What is that?
The DSG gearbox.
Now, in your opinion, are those concerns founded, the DSG gearbox problems?
And not when you have the car from new. If
Right.
if they are founded, then you are the problem. A gearbox doesn't just go.
Correct.
You need to be doing something for that gearbox to go. So, because it's headed from new, you shouldn't be worried about it.
So I'm relatively unique, I think, in this field of not having whatsoever a concern about the DSG gearbox. I have, to even date, never heard of a problem. Sure, if you're going to be racing that car hard, not maintaining it, not servicing it, I think you could have a problem. In his case, beautiful car, low kilos, fully paid off, still looks like state-of-the-art car. Keep.
100%. There's no need to sell. Like you said, you worked hard to pay it off. So now why would you want to sell it and get into another debt? So you've worked hard to pay it off. Keep it. You've had it since new. If you've been driving it properly, you shouldn't have a problem with your gearbox.
Correct. So now I look at what that car's worth, and he asked, as I always do, should you recommend I sell it? What do I replace it with? That car with that mileage, roughly 550 to 575, he'll get maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but that's a good ballpark figure. 575,000 Rand. How do you replace that car that's fully paid off with something else?
You
You're
can't.
going backwards.
You're going backwards. You can't. Unless you're going to have to spend a lot more money. But you literally can't. You must keep that car.
Now, if you take the new Golf 8.5, and we've touched on it before, 1.4 litre engine,
Yeah.
brand new, that is how much?
I think the price of, I think it's 500 and something, starting price, it goes all the way up to 800,000 Rand
Up to 800,000 Rand.
with options.
Do you want to hear me pronounce it correctly? Tlolani. Is that correct, Nikki?
Yes, Koladi.
Ah, excellent. He said it. We're going with him. You've heard from us. Keep that beautiful car. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now, that car will not be giving you a single day's trouble. Our recommendation, if I can say this, put away 5,000-6,000 Rand a month, 70,000 Rand a year for the next 3 years. You got 200,000 Rand odd. Your car's still going to be worth a similar amount. Now you've got 700,000 Rand to spend. 3 years from now, you can consider it, but for now, definitely keep it. Anusha, based in KZN, has got a beautiful one-owner 2016 Nissan Qashqai. Why they stopped a Nissan Qashqai, I'll never know. And she said we must share with Nissan that she's absolutely gutted that they don't make that vehicle new anymore. 219,000 kilometers, 9 years of absolute hassle-free motoring, but she's adamant, not in a bad way, not because it's giving a problem, she wants to sell. It's just that time. 9 years old, what do you think she's been offered on that car? By We Buy Cars and Wheelie, both exceptional brands. You guys are in a dead heat here.
Between 150 and 200.
Okay, a little bit less, 125,
Okay.
which is a very good offer. Remember, the car's got over 200,000 kilos.
Oh, yes.
So now she can add another 250,000 Rand, gives her 375,000 Rand. She would ideally like to get as close to new as possible, but the usual 1-year-old or 2-year-old with low mileage, what is she going for?
What is low mileage? I think that's
Under 30,000.
Under 30,000.
And it's interesting now, that question, and I'd love to hear from the audience, what is low mileage? Often we get the term, I'm looking for something affordable. Affordable is relative. Affordable to you may be different to affordable to you. What for you is low mileage?
Low mileage for me depends on the car,
Right.
but low mileage for me is anything from 50,000
Down.
down.
Yeah, 100%. So she wants 30,000 and under, 375 there or thereabouts. She can go a little bit up. What would you say is the right car there?
Toyota Corolla Cross.
Unbelievable. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not going with the Corolla Cross. That wasn't my suggestion in this case.
Yeah.
But what a car. The 1.8 hybrid, which one do you recommend there?
The 1.8 hybrid, because there's fuel efficiency in that.
Absolutely. Now, if you go on to ChangeCars or any of the online platforms and have a look at 400,000, how many Corolla Crosses there are available, unbelievable car.
A lot.
I'm going with something completely different.
What is that?
Proton X50.
Oh, okay.
Brand new. I see the CMH dealers are selling them for just under 400,000 Rand. Beautiful performance. Unbelievable modern car. Or, one alternative, a T-Cross.
Oh, Volkswagen T-Cross.
If you go for the T-Cross, for me, always just one Proviso. In terms of the fit and finish, what has it got to be?
The R-Line package.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I know often we digress. What is it about VW that they even bring the non-R-Line in?
I think it's just to have a starting point. But the R-Line is definitely the one that a lot of people go for.
So those who know cars will know the R-Line is what? The mag wheels, the bumpers, the mirrors,
the interior.
the interior. What is the difference on the interior? Because I always think of the R-Line mainly as an outside package.
Certain cars, but interior, you get an R-Line steering wheel. Then the seats as well, there's an R badging on them as well.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
So Anusha, you've got exceptional choices. The VW from Germany, the Proton from Malaysia, or the Toyota Corolla Cross from Japan.
Yes.
That car, to even date, I've never heard anybody complaining about that Corolla. Not a single word. The size of the car, it's a little bit bigger than people realize. Am I wrong?
Yes, it is quite big. It is quite
I mean, when I think of the Corolla Cross, you think of it as a relatively small car, but it's definitely bigger than most of the Cross competitors.
Yes, it is. That's true.
Anusha, you've got choices. Hope we helped.
Looking to buy a new or used car? Visit changecars.co.za.
We've said it before, for me personally, and I'm sure you agree, the highlight is a general chat. So we've helped people spend their money, we've convinced 1 or 2 people not to sell. What is your feeling on wearing seatbelt in a car, particularly in the rear?
Well, because there's seat belts in the rear, they're there for a reason. And people that make cars wouldn't just put seat belts for fun at the back. So I definitely would say wear the seat belt. I personally always wear a seat belt at the back.
The question came in, what do we feel about wearing seatbelts? Now, the absolute obvious answer is, we must say the right thing. However, forget about saying the right thing. I'm going to say the truthful thing. For me, wearing seatbelts in the rear is equivalent of asking me how I feel about wearing clothes in public. It's not negotiable.
100%.
It's an absolute, I repeat, non-negotiable. You're in the back of a car, and that car comes to a sudden stop at 120 kilometers an hour. You weigh 60, 70, 80 kilos. There is absolutely nothing that can hold you in place. But the damage that you do to yourself is guaranteed. Who else are you damaging?
The passengers in front. Well, the driver and passenger.
Of course. Now, if you travel in my car, it can be my personal car, I can be driving a bus. I'll look in the rear view mirror and I'll make a habit of it. I'll see if you're not wearing a seatbelt, and I'll give you a friendly reminder to say, as an example, Nikki, sorry, I see you forgot to put your seatbelt on.
Yes.
I'm not going to embarrass you. I say, sorry, Nikki, I see you forgot to put your seatbelt on. Taxis in South Africa, minibus taxis. A 16-seater Toyota Quantum or Hiace Sesfakile comes with lap straps. Thumbsuck, 14, 15 passengers. How many people in that taxi are wearing their seatbelt?
0.
Is it fair to say 0?
Not even the driver's wearing a seatbelt. It's rare for you to find a taxi driver wearing a seatbelt.
Now, in the event of an accident, and this is not to be funny, go onto the internet and see taxi accidents. The taxi hits a truck, the taxi hits another car. What happens to those passengers? Where do they go?
Out of the car.
Out of the car, out of the windows. So a plea to the traffic authorities. You need income. Don't worry about outstanding fines for speeding, for parking, etc. That will come in. Please start fining everyone who doesn't wear a seatbelt in the back of the car. Last thing on this subject. How often do you see mothers holding a child in the front seat of a car?
Quite often.
Do you understand? That is like literally a license to commit murder.
Yeah.
So again, to moms, dads, makes no difference. If you're in the passenger seat of a car or if your child is in the back seat and they're able to wear a seatbelt, i.e. they're not in a baby seat, please, we implore you, we urge you, and we request you, let them wear a seatbelt. To end the show, we've got a question that made me smile. We always say we learn. In South Africa, driver's license, how old do you have to be?
18 for driver's
correct.
license, yes.
Learners?
16.
17.
16.
No,
17.
17.
Oh, I got mine on a 6.
Yeah, 17. Now, in Zimbabwe, our neighbors, Zambia, our further northern neighbors,
Okay.
how old can you get a license at?
I'm going to say 21 for a rough guess.
16 years old,
Oh.
you get your license.
Okay.
In the United States of America, in certain states, you can get your learner's license at 15. Now, it's interesting, and I've got two opinions on this. Is it better to start young, or are you too young to get a license at 16, in your opinion?
It's better to start young.
Absolutely.
I think.
With the right infrastructure in place and the right road rules and the right authorities being involved, getting my license at 16, number one, it gives you massive independence.
Yeah.
And mom and dad don't have to go to parties on a Saturday night. Just remember, no drinking and driving. But how would you feel in South Africa, knowing what we know, that people in grade, I think it's grade 8 now, you're 16 in grade 8, 18 in matric or standard 10, getting a license? Can you imagine?
Yeah, that'll be cool. Going to school in grade 10 with a license, that'll be cool. Because I'm going to school with the car as a matric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is interesting, we said that you can get a license at 16 in the US, but one condition.
Okay.
You can only carry passengers and family. So you can't use it as for reward. So you can't become a taxi driver at 16 years old.
Okay.
Imagine minibus taxi drivers in South Africa at 16.
Yeah, that'll be something else.
That is the end of the show. One of the things that we value, and we cannot emphasize it enough, is this show is about you. The questions we ask, we don't create these questions. They are asked by the members of the public. Now, please understand, we've got 6 questions. If we get 200 that come in, please don't feel offended that we haven't asked yours. But what do we want to say to the public, Nikki?
We appreciate the reach out. We really love the reach out. They must keep reaching out because it makes us happy. We learn as well.
Remember, you ask, we answer. It's what we do, and we love it. Thank you for watching.
Yawa was brought to you by CHANGECARS. Our name says it all.